It's Beanie again with Beanie Bits. So today the question is brainwashed. Are you brainwashed? Are you being brainwashed? Have you been brainwashed? And the first time I was asked that, I was like, no, of course not. I'm very careful in what I pay attention to and everything. Well, yeah, no, I was completely brainwashed. I was brainwashed from when I was growing up. And chances are you have been too, because it's like whatever your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, uncles, and everybody, whatever their belief system was, you know they impressed it upon you and it became your belief system. So in a way, yes, you have been brainwashed. For me growing up, I was told that you're too fat, you're too ugly, you're never amount to anything, you're whatever, all those negative things. And at some point I took them on as truth. I didn't know any better. I was like, well, if they keep telling me that, it must be true, right? That's not true. So these days I tell people, it's like, if you hang around me for too long, I'll brainwash you into believing in yourself and knowing that you can achieve anything you set your mind to, right? And it's not just an empty promise, right? It's like we adopt the beliefs and everything of the people we really hang around with, the people we spend the most time with. It's like, what is their thinking? What does that group think, right? And I used to fall into that trap. I really did, and I was like, oh well, if they tell me it can't be done, and it must be true, it can be done. That's not true. That is not true. It's like, some of the music we listen to. It's like some of it is really good and uplifting, other stuff is not so much. And I remember when I was sad and depressed and miserable, I loved listening to the sad songs because they fed into what was going on with me at that time. So in a way, they brainwashed me into letting me know that it's okay, right? So these days, I was like, no, anything is possible. Whatever you set your mind to, you can achieve. If you think, what was it, Henry Ford, I think, who said it? Whether you think you can or you cannot, you are right. The question is, what are you letting in? What are you listening to? What are you paying attention to? It's like, man, I want to do this. And then people come in because they come from their own doubts, from their own shortcomings, from their own belief systems. They're like, no, you can't do that. It's not possible. It's never been done. Okay. Imagine if the Wright brothers would have listened to all of that, right? We wouldn't have airplanes. We wouldn't have airplanes if they would have listened. Right? There's so many, because it's out of the norm. Just because something hasn't been done doesn't mean it can't be done. Anything is possible. Anything is, you can achieve anything you want in life. Anything you dream about, you can achieve. It's like, and I was one of those people who's like, yeah, right. Okay. But then it was pointed out, it's like, okay, you were focused on like not having, not being. Well, I wasn't having and I wasn't being, right? Until somebody else came along and said, hey, you know what? You are amazing. You have such a gift. Wow, what? I started listening to a different tune. I started listening to a different story, and I created my new story. And you can do the same thing. There's no limit in what you can be and can achieve and can have. Again, I said it before, it's possible for one, it's possible for all. The difference is the stuff we let into our minds, the things we believe, and the people we hang around with. If you hang around with people that are uplifting and cheering you on, it's like, oh my gosh, you are amazing, you got this, you can do this, you believe that. But the same is true with people that's like, oh, you can't do this. Nobody in our family has ever done this, and it was just not for us, and da da da, all of those negative things. You believe that too, and then it's not going to happen. Either way, you got it. Think about that. So, are you brainwashed? You bet you are. But you can pay attention and let in what you want in and what you don't want in. Pay attention to the things that are being told to you. Pay attention to the things that you believe. Question them. Is it true? Is it really true? Is it my belief? Where did that belief come from? Right? Is it serving me? All these questions, ask yourself on anything that you believe, right? And if it's not serving you, find a new one and find somebody that believes in you to cheer you on, to see the greatness in you. Because you are so amazing and you are so full of anything you want. Anything you want is possible and it's yours for the taking. You can have it. It's just you need to change your mindset to it. It's like, you know what? I want this. I deserve to have this too. In a good way. I'm always in a good way, right? So you are amazing. I believe in you. And hey, if you want more, just reach out. And I will be back tomorrow. Have a great one. Bye.